Coming up on this edition of The Solo Show.
So when I got the part for Mando, my first 2 days, I started filming, right? And I didn't think they needed me the following week because it didn't say they needed us for a block of period of time. And they happened to need me the following week. And I was like, oh no. So I told them, I have a daughter that is almost my height and she can wear my outfit. I just need to be gone to New York for a couple of days, but I'm coming back. Is there any way that my daughter can fill in for me and then I'll come back? And she wears the same size. And I go, you have a daughter? Because they needed a couple, a lot of us little people they use for one. And I was like, yeah, my daughter, she's little, just like me. Is there any way she can wear the outfit? All right, bring her in. And they're all like, no problem. And so when she filled in one day for me, they loved her and they ended up using both of us.
The Solo Show is brought to you as always by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead. And a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit disneyatyourdoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him The Solo Show sent you. Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, located in a Tusken Raiders cave on the planet Tatooine, here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth. This is The Solo Show. On this adventure, Stan pulls out the guest host chair for Leilani Shiu for her first visit to the Solo Studios. Get ready to scream as she shares her awesome Jawa adventure as only she can tell it from the set of The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So now, please welcome your host, the man who brought the first Bantha Milk Dairy Queen to the Outer Rim territories. Here's Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Solo Show. This is show number 99. Oh boy, we're flying along here. Next week we're going to have a special 100 edition. But today's very special. I should have asked her how to pronounce her name before we started. Is it Leilani Shiu?
No, it's Leilani Shiu.
Okay, that is one thing everybody knows about me. I get the name wrong every single show. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if it's an honor if I pronounce your name wrong. Leilani Shiu.
Leilani, like Lei as a Hawaiian flower, and then Lani like Lonnie. So
okay. Leilani. All righty. I'll just call you Hey You. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I just found out you're a fellow Canadian. You're from Vancouver.
Yes, I was born in Vancouver, BC, and but then we migrated back to California. But yes, so I have dual citizenship.
That is so cool. I thought for sure you were going to say you were born in either Hawaii or in California. I thought for sure you were going to say that. Aww. That is awesome. So you were born in Vancouver. How old were you when you moved to I'm guessing California right away, or did you go somewhere first?
My dad was in Canada, in Vancouver. My mom was raised in California, and so when they got married, they moved obviously to Vancouver. But then when I was born in November when it was snowing. So my mom didn't really enjoy the snow, especially, at home and with a newborn and stuff.
Yeah.
So she got homesick and begged my dad to move where her parents are. So they migrated. I think we were there, I'm not sure, according to them, like a year or so. And then they migrated back to California. So I was California.
And your birthday is November 23rd, and mine's November 24th. So there you
Oh,
go.
wow, Sagittarius.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So you're one day. I think I'm a few years older than you, though. I believe. But anyways, that is so cool. So you currently live in California. I'm assuming in the Hollywood area. Because you're currently working in, or are you in Northern California?
No, I live in, where Magic Mountain is. So I live in Southern California where Magic Mountain, Santa Clarita. I live up.
Okay, nice. Are you a Disney fan at all?
Yes, I am. Do
you go to Disneyland often, or?
Disneyland is like a 2-hour drive, and if it's traffic, it's longer. So I try to, but
That is cool.
I do go there. I love Disney.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, you must love Disneyland because your daughter's name is Ariel. So
Correct.
I'm assuming that there's a relationship there between the Little Mermaid and your daughter's name.
Yes, she was born in 91, and that's when the Little Mermaid came out. So when I got her name, originally I was naming her Ariel, because when they first start the show, it says Ariel, right? It's Ariel in Spanish. So some of her, she's a part Mexican. So some of her grandmas, they call her Ariel. They rather call her Ariel, and then but we call her Ariel for the Little Mermaid, and that's how she got her name.
That is awesome. That is so cool. So you landed these roles for Mandalorian, and that went on to Book of Boba Fett, and of course Kenobi, which is like, I guess, kind of like your of the Star Wars universe, your biggest part. What were you doing before this? Before you got into Star Wars? For people that aren't listening and don't know, you were a Jawa. I don't think I announced that yet, but yeah, you were Jawa in the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, and Book of Boba Fett season 2 and Kenobi. And I'm assuming you're going to continue doing this role in other shows, but we're not going to talk about that. What were you doing before this?
Before this, I actually currently still am. I'm an artist rep. I get records played on the radio, so I help develop artists. I'm in the hip hop, R&B, and pop department. I started at Island Def Jam back in the day when Montel Jordan came out. This is how we do it. So I've been in the business for almost 25 years, and that's what I do for a living. I get artists played on the radio and try to break records.
Oh, that's cool. I understand you, Janet Jackson was one of you used to tour with her or something?
Yes. So when I got the part for Mando, and my first 2 days, I started filming, right? And I didn't think they needed me the following week because it didn't say they needed us for a block of period of time. And they happened to need me the following week. And I was like, oh, no. So I told them, I have a daughter that is almost my height and she can wear my outfit. Is there any way? Because I don't want to get fired. Because we didn't know that we were on Star Wars because we signed a lot of NDAs and stuff until we were actually set. So then I told them, I'm like, is there any way? Because I want to come back. I just need to be gone to New York for a couple of days, but I'm coming back. I have to do the press and stuff with, Ryan Seacrest and MTV, everything. Is there any way that my daughter can fill in for me, and then I'll come back? And she wears the same size. And you have a daughter? Because they needed a couple, a lot of us little people they use for one. And I was like, yeah, my daughter. She's little, just like me. Is there any way she could wear the outfit? All right. Oh, bring her in. And they're all like, no problem. And so when she filled in one day for me, they loved her, and they ended up using both of us. So, which was great. So I think
that is awesome. yeah, you didn't get fired. Plus, you got your daughter a job as well. So double bonus.
Yes, and then we both
double bonus.
We were like a mother and daughter team. We both work on the show.
That is great. And I was really quickly looking through your previous acting experiences. So this isn't your first gig. Like, you've been doing other things as well. What were some of the Terminator 2, Christmas Vacation? Like, what type of roles were you playing in that? Like I'm assuming as a little person, you're easy to spot.
Actually, I've always been in Central Castings database as I was a kid. I got my SAG card when I was a kid. Being little, very close to Billy Barty, who's the most famous world person.
Mm-hmm.
I was part of the LPA Foundation, and I used to do skits and stuff for him. He had short ribs, and whenever he needed me, he would call me because he would use his people, right? And I did stand in for kids as I got older, and I was in the when they did the when Randy Newman came out with the song "Short People Got Nobody." It really got the whole organization very upset, and especially Billy. So he came out with that's when "We Are the World" came out. So he came out with his own version, which was "From Where I Stand," and so he got Bull from Night Court. He got Diana Ross. He got a whole bunch of celebrities because they were all his friends, right? And then us little people, and we sang that song. We sang that song "From Where I Stand." So it didn't matter what height we are or anything. And so I did some. Make it long story short, I did some acting as a child, and when I started, when I graduated from high school, I actually was in animation. So as you see in my bio, I ink and paint cells. Back in the day, we had the cell animation. So I did the Paula Abdul Stray Cat. I did A Christmas Vacation. I worked for James Cameron. I did Terminator 2, Total Recall, The Abyss. I did the inking and painting cells. And then
Tiny Toons.
Yep, Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
So that's my background. And then the acting stuff, it's just mainly like stand in. And there's stuff for the little people, but there's not a lot. So I focus more on my animation and into my record promo, where I work records, since I ended up just working records for a living.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is so fascinating. You got to do Netflix special on your life. That's what they got to do. You got a fascinating life. You really do.
Thank you. Yeah.
So now, what got you? Like for the Mandalorian season 1? So this would have been really hush hush when this was been in production, because nobody really knew what they were working on. The Star Wars fans knew something was boiling. We knew Disney Plus was coming. Did you apply for this job? Like was there a huge casting call looking for people for Mandalorian season 1, or how did you get involved in this?
Absolutely not. There was no casting call. They're very secretive. So what happened was, I'm in Central Casting Database. Whenever they need a little person, or like a cattle call of little people, a lot of little people, I'm in that database that they call us. Mm-hmm. So it happened, I got a phone call from Central Casting. Usually it's like you have to audition or you do background work or whatever. And they said, there's no audition, there's nothing. You just have to be at certain time at fitting. And I was like, okay, what's that mean? And so then I went, and when I first got there, because they never do this, it's like they made you sign this book of NDAs first. And I was like, okay. And they called it something different. So I didn't even know it was Star Wars or anything. Okay. So I walked into the door, and now to this day, I know where it was. It was at Legacy, who does all our masks and everything, special effects. I went in there, and they had me try on masks. So at first I was supposed to be something different. I was supposed to be a creature. So they had me try on all the masks. Well, us little people, we're all different shapes and sizes, which a lot of people don't know that. So some of our heads are bigger, some of our heads are smaller. So I'm trying on like Warwick Davis mask, and I'm like, oh, his head's different, and I'm looking at everything, and the name that they called it, I was like, this doesn't look like it. I would never think it's Star Wars, because what these creatures are, right? They look like
so what were you thinking at this point? Were you thinking like Lord of the Rings, or were you thinking, like, if you're signing all these affidavits, you know it's something big?
I knew it was something big because I'm looking.
Were you thinking Star Trek maybe, or what were you thinking?
I was like, because they had us try the mask, right? And I'm looking inside the mask, and I know, because I'm part of the organization, so I know some of the little people, like Marty Colour. I know them all, right? So I'm looking inside the thing, and it says Warwick Davis. And I'm like, Warwick Davis, like, what kind of mask he wore, right? And I'm trying it on, and then I'm trying on these other creatures, and I'm seeing like Marty's name, and I'm like, all my friends that I know, right? I'm like, that's kind of weird, you know? And then like, I wonder what movie they were in, or why is their names in this thing, right? And I had no clue because because I'm like, because in Star Wars, there's like all kinds of different creatures, right? But
Hmm.
the creatures, you're not sure like which creature, like the background creatures, you're not sure which creature is creature, unless it's
Yeah.
a new creature, right?
Well,
So,
and plus they bring out new ones all the time, and
yeah,
yeah, it's hard.
you
Yeah.
don't know. So the old creatures, even you're not sure unless it's a familiar creature, like if it was a Jawa, I
I was
wouldn't.
gonna say when you put on a Jawa mask, you kind of can
Yeah,
assume you're in Star Wars at this point.
or an Ewok or a
Yeah.
R2, right? I would
Yeah.
know it's Star Wars, right? But no, these are like actual like animals or different things, right? So we tried them on, and they finally found one that I don't even know what it was because I never ended up using it. They found one that fit my head, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna make something for you on the bottom." And so they did my measurements, and they're like, "Okay, you're done," and I leave.
Hmm.
Then I get another phone call. Like a week later, I get another call. We have another fitting. And I'm like, another fitting? Oh no, something didn't work out. And it happened to be, well, to this day now I know, it happened to be for the Jawa. But again, I get to fitting, it's totally different. Remember, no Jawas were ever off-world Jawas. So they had
Hmm.
us like, we had no clue what we were because usually Jawas are brown. So I
Hmm.
go in, they had us fit, and they're putting this material on us, which was gray, like a gunny sack, gray. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I guess we're like little wizards, right? So I was like, all
And
right,
then then they click the eyes on, even though they're red, you kind of know then,
yeah.
no?
Like, no, because they didn't give us the mask part until we were on set. So
Oh,
they
okay.
only did the hood and
Yeah.
the,
So you have the hood, the gloves,
yeah. So I'm
like
like,
that. Yeah.
oh, and so
And they're not
I would
brown.
never know I'm a Jawa because it looks like more like a wizard, right? So
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, so this is cool, something different, something gray, right? And I'm like, okay, so I sign my NDA and I get that done, right? So fast forward, we get to set, our first day on set, and there's all of us little people, and we're like, what are we? What are we? And then no one knows. And I knew most of the little people that was on set with me. I knew who they were because we either did some projects together or we belonged to the organization. So
Hmm.
we're there, and um, we get all dressed up, we get cloaked up, and they don't give us the mask part until we're actually on set. So again, we don't know. We're all cloaked up. We get to set. They have us come out of the van and go right into our tent. So we don't get to see anything. Don't know nothing. And we're sitting there, and then they call us out, right? So we all come through. We finally get on set, but like I said, we're covered. We don't know what
Yeah.
we're doing. And then they finally put our mask on. We're like, oh my gosh, what is this? So we're covered and we can't see anything.
Is this an indoor set or an outdoor set?
Our the first part we were outdoors because remember,
Okay.
Jawas end up dirt. I
Yeah,
wish.
well, it's hard to tell because we got the volume going. It's hard to tell what's indoors, what's outdoors these days when it comes to
Oh,
making these movies.
it would be nice to be in the volume all the time. No,
Yeah,
we're Jawas and we're on Tatooine. And
yeah.
Tatooine means we're in the dirt, so we're
Yeah.
really in the dirt. I know they're all like, "You must have loved it." Well, yeah, I did when I got to be on there. But yeah. So then I didn't know until my first. So when we got on set, they placed us all. They put our mask on. They did a take, and then they decided to give us a mask break. So before they take the mask, they said, "Hey, bring out the baby." And I'm like, "Baby." So I'm like, "Oh my
What
goodness,
the,
creature,
three
right?"
wizards in a baby movie?
I was like, this is cool. 'Cause the way they made the code name, I was like, wow, we're in a wizard movie. This is really cool. And me and my friends, we still talk about it. And then here comes so they take our mask, so we take our break to breathe, right? And here rolling out is this like egg crate thing, and it happens to be Baby Yoda, and I'm like, oh my god, is that Yoda? Is that Yoda? But Yoda is big, right? Big and but this is
Well, he's not that big, but yeah,
well,
he's not a
yeah.
baby.
Well, he's like almost our height, but he's like this one is little, right, in the cradle, and we're like, oh my god, that's so cute. That looks like a little Yoda, right? And we're like, I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, what the God, is this Star Wars? I'm like, nah, And then I'm looking around because we finally got our NASA. I'm looking around and I'm seeing droids, but it's not like the normal droids, like a clean R2 or a clean CP30 or whatever, it was. There was like a little BB-8, but different color, dirtied up, and I was just like, is that a BB-8? And then I was like, oh my God, we're in a Star Wars movie. That's crazy. So, like I said, we didn't know until we were on set.
Yeah, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. At Star Wars Celebration, Dave Filoni told a story about, I guess they needed a bunch of stormtroopers, and they didn't have a bunch of stormtroopers. So Dave Filoni says, well, I got some friends I can call. And he I guess he called the 501st, and he said, we need some troopers. And they came, and for the first movie, a bunch of the stormtroopers are the 501st members.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool how they just kind of just get people. And now my understanding is that it's a very tight-knit family. And once you're in, you're kind of in. So
it seems like
they use you once, they'll use you again, which obviously happened with you because then you were in Mandalorian season 2, and then you were in Book of Boba Fett, and then you're in Kenobi. Do you find that that's the case?
It seems like it, yes, because look, now I'm in. Okay, let me make sure I don't say nothing wrong. Season 1,
season 2,
Book of Boba Fett,
and Kenobi.
Now Kenobi. So yeah.
So is it very much a family feeling atmosphere on set?
Yes, it's very family. With my Mando family, most of them moved over to Book of Boba Fett, and especially production, like the production, the costumers, and everybody. They're mainly all the same people, and I love it. I have a great time. We have a very close family, and then the ones that don't work out don't come back. So I'm grateful to this day. I'm still part of it. So is my daughter. But it's very close knit, and we're all very close. Like I do a lot of cons now.
Yeah,
and I do the main actors.
Yeah, so you're going to be appearing at San Diego Comic-Con, which is like probably the biggest comic book convention in North America, if not the world, July 21st to 24th, and you'll be signing there. You're also going to be going to the Bakersfield Comic-Con August 13th to the 14th, which you'll be signing there as well, which is super cool. I want to talk a little bit about the costume. Is this thing extremely, like you mentioned, taking a costume break, is this thing unbearably hot, or is there fans in there at all or anything? Like you're in California, that's not exactly the Vancouver, BC anymore. Or definitely not Winnipeg.
Oh no, that's
so is this thing unbearably hot, these costumes?
Okay, so usually we're outdoor, and luckily most of the time we've been filming in October, November, but yeah, if it's hot outside, we're definitely hot. And then when it's cold and it rains, like let's say it rains one day, well the next day they make it wet for continuity. And I'm like, why does it have to be wet again? Well, because it has to be the same as it was yesterday.
But it doesn't rain on Tatooine. What do they? What?
I know, I was like, why is there mud?
Why is there mud on Tatooine?
But yeah, it's
okay. So you finished filming season 1 of Mandalorian. Did you think this is it? It's like, this is my, and I'm going to go home and I'm done. It's a wrap. Were you shocked to get called back? Like, was it like all of a sudden Mandalorian season 2 is, hey, we need you back. Are you coming? Were you shocked to get that?
And so shocked because the deliverance of Mando 1 was to launch Disney Plus.
Right.
And because every around Christmas time, like Black Friday, they release a Star Wars movie, and it does very well in the movie theater. Also, that's when toys come out for kids to buy or want, and
collectors.
Yeah, collectors. Yes, that's true. Collectors. Well, that was their goal. Their goal was to launch their own, because instead of there's Netflix, the Hulu, everything. They decided to launch their own, and that's why they launched Disney Plus. Yeah. So we were the launch, and we actually did very well. And they didn't know that people were going to really fall in love with this child, which is Goguru. We didn't even have a name for the child. We didn't know that, and there was no toys for the child.
No.
So people were making. So remember, it happened just before Christmas, and every kid wanted the child, wanted a baby Yoda of their own. There was no toys available because they didn't. That's how Disney was so tight on us. They didn't leak it. They didn't even leak it to Hasbro, Mattel, no one. So you had people making their own because every kid wanted a baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So that's how secretive they are. And so we did really well. And what happened was after when season 1 launched, then COVID hit. And because of COVID, no one could go to the movies. So they're stuck at home watching. So if you weren't a Star Wars fan before, you definitely became that Star Wars fan because you had nothing else to watch. So you were watching Mando. So we were actually pretty lucky.
Yeah, no kidding.
During COVID.
So what scenes can we see you in? Are we to assume every time there's a Jawa you're in that scene, or
almost? Yeah. I'm not going to say that because then I'll have some Jawas. Most of the Jawa scenes, yes, you'll see me. I'm in season 1. I think I'm in chapter 1. Chapter 2 is the big one with all the Jawas. I'm in I think chapter 7 when I'm on the planet and there's only a couple of us, and actually Ariel's one of them. I'm driving the Sandcrawler. I'm the Sandcrawler leader. I'm also the one on top, the captain of the ship. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, I'm all over the show. And then season 2, the Marshall scene, which is the very first one, which was chapter 9. I'm the Jawa with the crystals. So I'm the one that Beskar. That's how you know that Boba Fett's alive.
He changes. He steals that Cantino.
Yes.
And it has the crystals inside, and the Jawas. There's like 3 or 4 Jawas around there. They open up the Cantino, and he trades it for the armor.
So I'm the one with that, and that's where you see my name in the credits. So I was casted for that. I'm the first to be casted as Jawa. And I've got to say that correctly. I have some people that question me here. And then they love me and my daughter a lot, so they let me come back and Ariel back as villagers. So the one that Carl Weathers directed, Ariel and I was part of that, and we're little villagers. So when they're in there, when Carl and Gina and Mando are on the going through the village, so we're you'll see 2 little people.
So you get to see your face in it then.
We got to see our faces, yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool. They need more of that. They need more little people as face characters for sure. Because it's always behind a mask and behind a robot or in a costume. Yeah, they need more face people, little people for sure.
Oh, thank you. And then Book of Boba Fett. I mean, all over Book of Boba Fett. Because it was during COVID and they only picked a couple of us, and we were, Ariel and I got picked a lot. We were all over, so we see 2 Jawas. Basically, it's us. And then, so we're there with other Jawas pulling off his armor when he's all slimed up. I'm all over. And then our biggest scene is when the return of Mando, because everybody's been waiting for Mandalorian to come back. When is there season 3 or season 2 or whatever? Yeah. And so the one that Bryce Howard directed, I'm in the Ariel and I are in the scene with Pelly and Mando, and Ariel and I are carrying the what's it called?
I think it's a repulsor lift or something like that, or a restrictor. I don't know. We got a little clipper. Let's play this clip.
That was fast.
These critters could find a scud in a krill pond. Will that do?
Where did they get a cryogenic density combustion booster?
Do you really want to know?
Sure.
I got it. They said they crawled under a Pike Spice runner and crimped it off while they were refueling.
Gutsy little fellas.
So basically, it's a catalytic converter, is what it is. They crimped it off the bottom of a Spice Runner.
Yes.
So you're one of those guys running around stealing those catalytic converters.
Yes.
That is probably my favorite scene in all of the Mandalorians, actually, to tell you the truth, is that building of that N1 starfighter and those Jawas. And then he gives them a tip, and she goes, "What are you? You're going to spoil them," Pally says. You mentioned Dallas Bryce Howard. How is she as a director? She seems like such an amazing person.
Oh my God, I love her. And if you're hearing this, I love you, Bryce. Oh my God, I'm a huge fan, of course, of her dad, Ron Howard. I watched, I'm old, so I watched, what do you call it, Andy Griffin.
Happy Days.
Andy
Griffin, yeah.
I watched all his shows. So when I got to meet her on Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, I was just like, oh my God. And I love her and she loves me. She loves me and Ariel. I love her. Yeah, she's awesome. She is an awesome, I mean, all my directors are really, 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 really cool. I'm pretty blessed to work with a lot of really cool directors.
Yeah.
She really knocked out that scene. She knocked out that chapter 5, and especially that one. And we work really well together, and we love Pelly. I love Amy Sedaris. She is funny, hilarious. I just love working with her.
The whole directing team that they have and all the actors they have for this series are just phenomenal. I can't say a bad thing about any of them.
Oh no,
I really can't. Yeah, Deborah Chow what she did in Kenobi is crazy good.
Yes. So so now that you want to bring that up, so she directed me in Mando 1. And my first day, because her and I were, at the time, we were the only Chinese. Well, we were the only Chinese there, right?
Mm-hmm.
She came to me and she's like, "What are you?" And I said, "I'm Chinese." "Oh my God, I'm Chinese." And I was like, "Yeah, family that's named, last name's Chow too, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And so that's talking. Then come find out we're both Canadians. And
yes. And they're both from Vancouver. No, she's from Toronto.
She's from Toronto, yeah.
She's from Toronto. Hayden Christensen's from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes. Yeah, you're both Canadian. Right. You're both Chinese Canadians moved to the U.S.
Yeah, and she fell in love with me. And so fast forward to, a year and a half ago, I got this call. And she goes, I need you to audition. It's during COVID, so you don't have to come in. I need you to do an audition tape for me. And I'm like, okay, audition tape. I'm gonna send you some scripts. I need you to fill out but you'll do well. You don't have to be she told me, you don't have to be a Meryl Streep. You just need to sign the NDA, and I need you to read these lines. And she goes, relax, it's okay. I just need you to read these lines. And I'm like, okay. So I did a whole bunch of takes. I'm like, oh my God. Because this was during COVID where we can go nowhere or anything.
Yeah.
And I did it, and then I turned it in, and she goes, okay, my assistant's going to be calling you. And I was like, okay. And she goes, I have something for you. And I was like, all right. And then I got the call that I am Tika. So I got the call. She called me actually herself. And she goes, I have something big for you. I only wanted you. And you're going to be the first Jawa with a name. And I was like, really? And
I'm getting goosebumps just hearing this story. This is so cool.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? She goes, yeah. And then, of course, I signed NDAs. So I had to keep this quiet until premiere date. And I was just like, whoa. So, and then my first day, of course, I'm with her. And it's like most of the people I worked with on Mando was there. Because it's like so close that she brought some other people, us and the new people. And everybody was really nice. And I get on set, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Deborah wants to see you," and then she sees me, and Ariel was my stand-in for this part. And this is I taped this. My part was like the first week of filming, so this was really during COVID, where you had to be 6 feet apart. All touch nothing, you name it.
Well, I mean, you're wearing at least 2 masks, I'm guessing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, we were wearing masks, you name it. I was like, whoa. So then I was like, wow. And I already read my script, so I already knew. So Ariel and I was waiting, and it was cool because I got to watch Ewan do some of his parts, and I'm just like, oh,
you get to watch you, and you were on set with you and one-on-one with him. So let's I want to play this clip of you with working with you, and it's not the whole thing. It's just my favorite part of the clip.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I had some parts stolen. I need a new processor board. Tika, if you're going to steal my parts and then sell them back to me, could you at least clean them first, as a courtesy?
So people that are big Kenobi fans, they have that memorized already. So basically, what the scene is you come in, you sell Ewan McGregor or Obi-Wan Kenobi, or I guess at this point it's Ben Kenobi, a T-Wood 16 Skyhopper model, and you also notice as a Jawa that the air conditioner is not working. And he said, "Well, the parts are getting stolen." You go, "I have those parts right here." So are you actually saying the lines in English when you're doing these scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to memorize all my lines. And we're actually saying the lines in English. I'm saying the lines in English, and so it was cool. I didn't know it was going to be because, as you could see, I was dressed different. I have a vest, and then I have on my belt. I have the talk box right here. My gloves are different. Everything's different on this Jawa. So
because you're now a Tatooine Jawa versus an off-world Jawa.
Yep.
You have the brown robe, yellow eyes, yeah.
And I'm dressed a little different than even the OG Tatooine Jawas, as you can see.
Okay.
New Hope and everything, because I have the vest and I have the talk box, and my gloves are different. Usually the gloves are black. My gloves are brown. So you'll see.
I didn't even notice that. I'll have to watch that again. That is awesome. So how was Ewan McGregor? He seems like just an absolute gentleman.
Oh, he's amazing. I love him. I was a huge fan of his already. And then being on set with him, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, Ewan McGregor. I get to work with Ewan. And I was like kind of starstruck. And then so I worked with him, and then at the end of our days, he would say goodbye to me, big hugs. You did a great job, and I was just like, oh my God, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And we actually got to reunite. Well, it's out there now. Him and I did a commercial for VW to launch.
I was going to ask about that.
Launch Obi-Wan, and even the people that filmed it. Well, Lucas was with us, but people filming us didn't know it was for Obi, but we knew it was. And I was like, wow! And then it was amazing, because that's why you see Ariel was on the set with me. Ariel was one of the Jawas. It was just me and Ariel. But the first part, because people didn't know that when the teaser came out, didn't know what I was doing. So actually I'm seeing Ewan passing by. I'm seeing Kenobi passing by in the ship. I'm like, ooh. So hey, correctly, you're seeing me, and that's
okay. I haven't seen the full commercial yet. I've only seen the teaser. I haven't
that's right, you're in Canada.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'll find it.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, everybody that's out there that's not from you have to Google it.
I'll find it. Because I did see the teaser of it. Yeah, the teaser was enough. That was enough to get me giddy.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I got to work with Chris Bartlett, and a big shout outs to Chris. He's CP3O. That you all know that it's Anthony Daniels, but it's actually Chris Bartlett now is the CP3O for and he's Zero, and he's a teacher droid on Mando. But,
okay.
But for Obi-Wan, he's the new CP3O.
I didn't know that. I thought they for sure. I didn't think Anthony Daniels would ever let anybody else put on that because he's C3PO through and through. I'm surprised to hear that. Now, the other thing we were kind of talking before we started, and I was kind of surprised to hear this because the Mandalorian with kind of like the heavy armor, Mandalorian with the blue armor, I always thought was Dave Filoni.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying he just did the voice?
Well, because they had it's out there. I'm going to tell you something out there. Because, the body doubles are actual people. Some people have to be in the actual costume.
Yeah.
So for Mando, it's Brendan Wayne, which is John Wayne's grandson. And for the heavy armor.
Hang on, hold on, back up. John Wayne's grandson is the one that plays the armorer?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay.
I love Brendan. Yeah, that's Brendan Wayne, and that's John Wayne's grandson. Everybody needs to follow him. And then for the heavy armor, it's a Tate Fletcher.
Okay.
But the voice is Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, yeah, okay. Because they're advertising the action figure is Jon Favreau as the action figure too. Even they're making a Tika action figure.
Yes, and that's me. So,
that's you. Yeah. So we're gonna be going to San Diego Comic-Con on July 21st and 24th. You'll be signing these Tika action figures for sure there, or will they not be out yet by then? Are they they're in pre-order right now, I believe.
They're pre-order, but I hope I see some of them are being shipped.
Okay.
I think so. I hope so. I hope. And then I was told that Funkles are coming soon too, so I hope so. I know there was pre-orders for Amazon because everybody was tagging me. Leilani, your Tika's out. And then, no, I don't get free ones. I wish I did. Hasbro.
They don't give you one? Oh, they got to give you one. Dallas Bryce Howard, send her Tika. Come on.
No, I don't have free ones because everybody's like, "Don't you get free ones?" I'm like, "I wish."
Yeah.
Hasbro hasn't sent me one, and then I know that Target came out with theirs, so that it's available at Target. But again, it's pre-ordered, so hopefully soon. Hopefully it'll be out by then. It looks really cute.
That is cool. That giant egg in Mandalorian season 1 that the Mandalorian almost dies getting, and he gives it to the Jawas and they cut the top. What is that goop? That was disgusting. That slime inside the egg.
Because remember, everybody asked me that. I have no clue because it was cold and slimy, and I wasn't okay, I'm gonna say it because there's Jawas out there that get mad at me. I wasn't the Jawa that held the egg.
Okay.
The elder, which his name is Steven, he held the egg. I didn't hold the egg. Someone was I didn't hold the egg. But I was the Jawa that was around the egg. There was an area we were around the egg. I have no clue what was in that. When it splatters on us, we're like, ew.
At the same time, you have to enjoy it because the Jawas just love this yolk.
Yeah.
Yolk's on you.
Yeah, the yolk's on us. That's a good
How many Jawas were there altogether? Like a dozen or 6? It's hard to tell when you're watching.
I think there's 6. Well, there's a lot of so in season 1 we had some famous Jawas. We had Nikki, who played Tika in the original Star Wars.
She works at Disneyland, actually.
No. Nikki.
She doesn't?
Nikki Bothell. She doesn't. She's an actress. And, little Tika.
Yeah, little Tika. I thought she worked at Disneyland at Galaxy's Edge. Okay, my mistake.
Nikki Patella, who was in the original Star Wars. No, she doesn't. She doesn't work for Disneyland. She's an actress. She's still an actress. Okay. She has an action figure and everything. So she was there.
Yeah, she played in not Caravan of Courage, but Battle for Endor, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, that's her. And then we had some famous ones. We had Christy, who was on McGinty. She was on Little Woman. She was part of us. So there was a couple of Jawas with us, and then and some of them were stunt Jawas because they had us main ones, and then they had some stunt ones because they were used for when they threw stuff at Mando and different things. And then we all come together when it was when we're talking to Cole and Mando, trying to barter. So yeah, that one there was a couple Jawas.
Do they film like all the Jawa scenes like 1 week type of thing, like, or is it? Like, it's got. I'm thinking that they film all those type of scenes for one season at least together. Like they don't call you back. Like if they're what's confusing me is they have different directors for each episode, but then they'll have this different directors filming. You know what? I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. It's like, say episode 1 will have some Jawas in it, and episode 4 will have some Jawas in it, but they're different directors. Do the directors
different days then? For that,
yeah,
days, yeah. Because I know I worked with Deborah Chow. I worked with Tati. I worked with him. I worked with Carl Weathers. I worked with a lot of them actually. I worked with Bryce. Make sure I don't say something I'm not supposed to. John Favreau.
Yeah. So they call you back then for the different directors on different days. They don't just film it all on like we're doing Jawas this week. It's not like that. And
then Rick, of course. Rick was our main director for chapter 2. He was our main one for that. And we worked with a couple of different ones. John has
cool.
He's picked people. John and Dave has picked people from their other shows and brought them in. So it's actually really cool how he does that. Like,
yeah, that's great. Now, if people want to follow you and they want to see what you're up to in your career or whatnot, do you do Twitter mostly or Facebook? I'll put the links in the show notes.
Yes, please.
If you want me to. But where do you go mostly? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? What's your?
So you can follow me. Everything is the same. It's Leilani, Leilani Shiu. So you can follow me at Instagram. It's that. Facebook like page is Leilani Shiu. I have a TikTok, same thing. Twitter, they're all the same. Snapchat, they're all the same.
Excellent.
So, and then I have a fan club. If you guys want to write me, I get a lot of DMs, especially on Instagram, and it's hard to keep up, especially if I'm on set. And I don't mean not to. Good way. So if you want, you can write me in Ariel, in which you'll put the address. It's 1300 19th Street, Bakersfield, California 93301.
Sure.
I guess.
You know what? I'll put it in the notes. Yeah, my notes are huge. I got big notes. My show notes. Yeah.
You guys are more than welcome to write me. Definitely. I get a lot of people want to write me, send me stuff. Yes, definitely you can write me.
Yeah. Are you going to D23 Expo this year in September?
I hope so. I don't know. I didn't get called yet. I don't know yet.
Hopefully I see you there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or let me know. If you are coming, let me know.
Yeah. I'm going for Expo. I got to get tickets for Saturday yet. I got Sunday and Friday only. I couldn't get Saturday tickets. It's sold out. But you don't know about London yet for Celebration?
No, because we get so for Celebration you get selected. So I don't know if I'm getting selected yet. Like I didn't know about this Celebration, and then I found out they couldn't select me because it was the day before our premiere. So they want me in the celebrity room signing, especially when I'm a secret. So that's why I didn't get selected yet. So hopefully I get selected, especially now that Tika's out and everything. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll keep you
That'd
guys.
Be awesome. That'd be awesome if you go to either one of those because I'll be there. I want to thank you so much for coming on. This was so much fun. Anything else you wanted to touch on or comment on?
If I appreciate all my fans. I want to thank the 501st. They've been awesome. All the legions, not just them, the Rebel Legion, the Mando Mercs. There's so many of you, and you're all over the world. And I do see everything, and I can't wait to meet you. So I'm really blessed of my family base.
Yeah.
Definitely, hit me up, and I can't wait to do that. If you want, my appearances, just, keep following me.
Yeah. It was great. You're an awesome guest. I hope we get to keep in touch, and I really do hope to get to meet you in person someday for sure. I'll be in California in September. Hint, hint.
Yeah, well, if you do a solo meet and greet, if you want to do a solo meet and greet and need me there, I would be glad to do that. Just so
Absolutely.
Thank Nick, my manager, who set this up. So for sure, if you want to do a meet and greet, I would love to do a meet and greet with you.
That'd be great. Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.